morning the owners' meetings will continue, but I think they're done talking about the social justice issues of the players. When they met with the players, a small group of owners and a small group of players met for about 3.5 hours. The national anthem barely came up, and the players said it wasn't really the crux of the conversation. Roger Goodell said he did not ask for a commitment from the players to stand during the anthem. He said that's not what the meeting was really about.
What was the meeting about? Because that's what it was kind of billed as.
Well, I think the NFL is trying to find a way forward without having to mandate anything as it relates to the national anthem. Much has been made that the NBA requires players to stand, but since the NFL doesn't, in this charged atmosphere, requiring it now may be untenable. It's also untenable to be in a fight with the President of the United States, who tweeted this morning about how disrespectful the NFL is because they don't require players to stand. But Roger Goodell seems to want to make the players feel like they have a platform and a place to express themselves about the issues they feel passionate over. And then naturally, maybe they would come to the conclusion that they don't need to make a spectacle of the anthem.
Jerry Jones is planning on speaking today from the podium. Is that correct?
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Oh.
But if you heard, maybe you've heard more than I.
Okay.
But it would be interesting to hear what he has to say, given how controversial his initial read on this was, where he said that he would make his players stand for the anthem. I'm not sure he can necessarily do that. There's some question whether something would have to be collectively bargained, whether they'd have to institute new rules or language into the NFL manual, and what would happen if a player doesn't? Would they, tie him to a marionette and prop him up, cart him off the field, fine them? Just not a position I think the NFL wants to be in.
Yeah, it seems like now the players, some who have knelt in the past, are just staying in the locker room during the national anthem.
And that's against what the manual says. They're supposed to be, at minimum, on the field, and they are encouraged to stand. That's what the language is now. And that was different in 2009. Before then, the players didn't even come on the field for the anthem. It played, then they came out. And that seemed to be fine with everybody. And it changed in 2009 so that the players were on the field, most stand. But ever since Colin Kaepernick, some have opted not to. And really, the NFL, McGraw, thought this was all kind of over and done with until the president called Colin Kaepernick and others SOBs, last month in that speech in Alabama. And now the NFL is trying to figure out a way how to get out of being a literal political football.
Yeah, I think I heard there's 3 or 4 players were kneeling during the national anthem before President Trump said anything.
The number has really dwindled. We counted, I think, 20 last Sunday compared to like 200 when all of this really came to a head. And most television networks don't show the national anthem, so the impact of the protest at this point isn't even clear. And that, I think, is part of the reason why the league is trying to encourage players to have some other kind of outlet to express themselves and not make a thing of the anthem. And to that end, it could not be a coincidence that Roger Goodell sent a letter to the Senate Judiciary Committee yesterday expressing the league's support for sentencing reform. There's a bill underway there now, and I think that may be a way to do it going forward.
Aaron Katersky, ABC News correspondent. Thanks for checking in, Aaron. Have a good day.